was cutting my wheel, trying to get back on the road. The motorcycle cop thought I was trying to hit him and fired 3 rounds. I get tased by about 3 officers. After I was handcuffed, I set the drugs in the cop's face. I wanted to die. I did not want to live past that point. It was not part of the plan. I was sentenced to 15 years in prison. At first I blamed other people, drugs and the police, but, I did it. I let the drugs take a hold of me, I think now he has realized little by little, more and more each day, things are coming back to him and it's hurting him more and more. I haven't probably cried up until a year ago. In 15 years, 10 years, and now tears cry all the time. All he does is tell me how sorry he is every time. He has to live with that. And that's the hardest part. I ran because I was trying to get away. I was paranoid. I was trying to get away. I run from my problems. Am I sorry I ran? Yeah. Would I do it now? Of course not. I don't want to die as a statistic. I'd rather say, all right, well, that dude was a heroin addict. Lord, look at this cop chase. 15 years in prison. Might not have been no engineer at the end of his life, he might not have been no rich man, but he fought back against drugs and beat them. I pushed the pedals to the floor and I just took off. I was driving pretty crazy. I thought I was invincible. My name is Mancho Apache. I am 28 years old. I was raised in the suburbs of Cincinnati, Ohio. Had a great upbringing, 11 parents, strict rules, discipline, the whole 9 yards. My dad came over here from Africa to go to school, so education has always been the most important thing in our house. Going into my 3rd year of college, things kind of started to get in disarray. I found myself with the wrong crowd, and I found myself getting in trouble. I was dismissed from school, and really that was the turning point of my life. My American dream had unraveled at that point. The day of the chase, an acquaintance of mine proposed that I transport a stolen vehicle to his city where he resided in exchange for some money. And at that point, I felt like, hey, it sounded like an opportunity. And I decided to go ahead and do it. I got on the highway, kind of around rush hour. So at that point, I was feeling like, this isn't going to be too hard of a task. But as I was driving, paranoia started setting in a little bit. As you start driving past some police cars here and there. I drove up on a patrolman and kind of just made eye contact. There was a vibe there that just didn't sit well with me. I was definitely scared because I knew I was in a stolen vehicle. If I would not have been so jumpy, I I think everything would have been alright, but kind of like a rush just came over my body. And something just told me to go. Chase is on. The moment I took off, it's just such a rush. I ran because I thought I was invincible. And I kind of felt like I was a race car driver at that point. I looked in the rearview mirror probably every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just to see how close they were. Definitely felt like I was in my own little movie. And it was scary. I had a full tank of gas and was just prepared to just drive until they called me. Never wanted to kill anybody. You just hope you can get away.
America's Cops are now live.
We're live with police units in 6 states on this Friday night.
Get out, get out! Or I'm gonna catch you! Holy cow!
Man, put the rifle down.
Why are you bleeding? Whose blood is there?
These are the claws they've left here.
Let me see your hands.
Get out, get out, get out! Please, first floor!
Only the strong survive here.
Live TV, Fridays at 9 on A&E.
I am Vernon Bourgeois, the sheriff of Dearborn Parish.
One minute you handle an alligator nuisance call, the next minute $1 million theft case.
We'll do what we gotta do to make this parish safe.
Cajun Justice, Saturday nights on CI.
Let's take a look at some numbers. 4 out of 5 people who have a stroke, their first symptom is a stroke. 80% of all strokes and heart disease, preventable. And $149 is all it takes to get screened and help take control of your health. We're Lifeline Screening, and even though we're all about people, the numbers are something you just can't ignore. So if you're over age 50, call this number and schedule an appointment. For just $149, you'll receive 5 screenings that go beyond regular checkups. We use ultrasound technology to literally look inside your arteries for plaque which builds up as you age and increases your risk for stroke and cardiovascular disease. Take only about an hour and tests are non-invasive and painless. Plus you'll get a personalized results kit, which includes a detailed report to share with your doctor. And by getting them through the kit package, you're saving over 50%. Screenings go beyond an annual checkup, and unless you have symptoms, insurance companies and Medicare typically won't cover them. It could be too late.
When I followed up with the cardiologist, he was continuing to follow up and do my screening as a supplement to his care.
Cardiovascular doctors support preventive screening among patients with key risk factors.
On the other side.
Take advantage
What?
of the same state-of-the-art screening equipment used in leading hospitals. So call today and get a free health assessment to understand your best plan of action.
I would like to be around here a little bit longer, with my wife and children and grandchildren.
And for just $149, saving you over 50%, you'll receive 5 screenings that could reveal what your body isn't telling you.
And I'm going to tell you that's the best $150 I've ever spent in my life.
Lifeline Screening, the power of prevention. Call now to learn more.
We can honor and empower those who have sacrificed so much for us through Wounded Warrior Project.
Looks like a bunch of us just riding bicycles down the street. And it is so much more than that. It's definitely therapy for all of us.
Call Wounded Warrior Project or go online with your gift right now. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that provide hope for warriors and their families.
Through
What?
Wounded Warrior Project's help and getting the recovery that I need, I am just the proudest dad in the world. Forge warrior. Having hope again. Having my life back.
Call or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
I don't think words can explain how grateful I am to Wounded Warrior Project. They understand what the struggle has been.
I was deployed to Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. For the past 12 years, I have been suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. 8 months ago, I couldn't even get out of bed. And here I am riding bikes in beautiful Florida. Words can't even begin to describe the emotions that I have and the love that I have for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Please call Wounded Warrior Project or go online to
I looked in the rearview mirror probably every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just to see how close they were. Definitely felt like I was in my own little movie, and it was scary. I've never seen this footage before, actually. I was driving pretty crazy. That was me right there on the shoulder. I did a lot of my driving on the shoulders, actually. Adrenaline was what?
¿Cómo está?
At this point, I was driving 125 miles per hour. I had a full tank of gas and was just prepared to just drive until they called me. I was close. I definitely felt like I was in a video game, being chased by the police. Still switching lanes at a very high rate, probably going about 90, 100 right there. Drove right back off the shoulder. And I started, just blowing my horn in advance. Let them kind of know, like I'm coming 100, 110, 120 miles per hour. Like, please get out the way. Never wanted to kill anybody, never really wanted to hit anybody. You just hope you can get away. But they should have knew I was going to go around them. Dodge that sign. That was close. And I saw him run at me with spikes. Probably talk to myself a little bit, like, kind of that motivation talk, like, come on, you can do this. I got through that trap, and at this point, I thought it was clear sailing, but it was another police officer probably 50 yards ahead that already had one stretched all the way across the highway. I tried to drive as far as I could off the shoulder, but they got me, like, right there. Made a big pop sound on the car. Dirt in the grass hit the windshield. I couldn't see at that point. I turned on the wipers and cleared off the windshield and got right back on the highway, even though I knew one of my tires was blown. I was really losing control of the vehicle at some points. It probably wasn't until I hit the spikes that's when I really got fighting. It started to slow down. The tires blown. It's letting out smoke. It was really what was going to be the next decision. Was I going to stay in the car or was I going to run? And I started figuring right then and there, I'm going to run into these woods. And when I got out the car, I was just going to run. And that was me. Jack and almost got caught on the fence. Being chased on foot is very different from being chased in a car because now your heart's pounding, your blood's racing, you're sweating. The possibility of being shot frightened me. I didn't want to die on that day. I was scared for my life, definitely scared. After running, coming out of the woods, kind of looked up in the sky, looked up into the clouds, and I kind of just knew it was over at that point. It was almost like just me out there by my lonesome, and I blocked out everything, and it was just me alone. like almost like on an island. And that's when I decided that was it. That's it. The movie was over at that point. It was just time to give up.
Alright, he's cast. He's got cast on it.
After the chase, I was sentenced to 4 years. It made me wake up a lot, and it made me realize a lot of the fortunate things that I was able to have in life and all the things I took for granted. My family, my friends, everything, my education. I definitely regret the chase. Definitely regret it if it happened. I can't take it back though. Today, I would say I am a totally different person. I've grown a lot since that incident. After prison, after working for probably a year, I decided to go back to school. I have my business management degree. I received that in May of 2007. I ran because I thought I could get away. I thought I was invincible. I just want to prove to myself, my parents, everybody, that you can make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you can grow from them and become a bigger and better person. I know I have a better future ahead of me, a great future ahead of me.
They just changed the channel, named it True TV, they practically changed the network.
Awesome. Imposing. Solemn. It has the grace and stature of a grand cathedral. Its Gothic arches and vaulted ceilings bring to mind Europe in the Age of Enlightenment. But this is no church.
25% of our inmates here at Lewisburg are incarcerated for the rest of their life. They're doing a life sentence.
United States Penitentiary, Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. A showplace designed with care by men who wanted prisons to look better.
But when I first pulled up on the bus, I seen the big old wall. The front of the building kind of looks antiquable, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, this is Lewisburg. This is what everybody's been talking about, the big house.
When it opened more than 60 years ago, it was hailed as an architectural marvel and a model for the penitentiary of the future. Over time, it became an ornate holding pen for the nation's most violent and dangerous federal criminals.
We have inmates here for a vast array of different offenses, everything from international terrorism to bank robbery to espionage.
The prison roster reads like a who's who of America in the 20th century. Alger Hiss, founding secretary of the United Nations. Jimmy Hoffa, president of the Teamsters Union. Daniel and Philip Berrigan, Roman Catholic priests. There were gangsters like Al Capone, his right-hand man, Jack Greasy Thumb Guzik, and Waxy Gordon, the most powerful bootlegger on the East Coast. There were convicted spies like Morton Sobel, who conspired to sell the secrets of the atom bomb.
What are you doing?
Some of today's inmates are even more notorious. Men like Nidal Ayad, one of the 4 terrorists convicted of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. The story of the Lewisburg Penitentiary begins in the
What?
What is that?
Leavenworth in Kansas held more than 3,200 inmates in an imposing fortress designed for 1,200. The federal penitentiary in Atlanta was also large. Like Leavenworth, it was a massive structure intended to make the inmates feel small and insignificant. But modern penal philosophy has changed. It was believed that the right environment and proper treatment would reshape and rehabilitate criminals into law-abiding citizens. Such progressive thinking required a new type of prison, a facility not just to warehouse them. A prison that would uplift its inmates with pleasing views and spacious common areas. It would be a grand experiment in penology. Sanford Bates, the Bureau of Prisons' first director, conceived it as a place to carry out what he called newer ideas for which we are all striving. On May 27, 1930, President Herbert Hoover signed a bill authorizing a new penitentiary to be located in the Northeast. It would be built on nearly 1,000 acres of farmland in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, 190 miles east of Pittsburgh. It was envisioned as the centerpiece of a rejuvenated prison system. To design the facility, the Bureau of Prisons hired the preeminent prison architect of the day, Alfred Hopkins.
He chose Italian Renaissance architecture. He used the archways and the ornate brickwork and the recessed windows to make it not look like a prison. That was the actual intent.
In fact, Hopkins had styled the penitentiary after the 14th century Palazzo Pubblico in the ancient Italian city of Siena. It was a revolutionary approach. Traditionally, American prisons were designed as either a large hollow square that housed inmates, or a central hub with cell blocks that radiated out like the spokes of a wheel. Lewisburg, on the other hand, was laid out along a massive 700-foot-long corridor.
The prison was designed with the housing units branching off of the central corridor, so there's 10 housing units off of this long corridor in the institution. That was his intent, which was different than anything else designed at the time.
To maintain the architectural style of the Italian Renaissance, steel bars were placed on the inside of each window so that they would be less obvious from the outside.
They want it to be a prison once you get in there and you know where you're at. But for society to see it, they just wanted a more pleasant atmosphere.
The prison was built at a cost of $3.5 million. Construction began in 1931 and proceeded at a breakneck pace thanks to an abundance of Depression-era construction workers. But by the autumn of 1932, the prison was pressed into service to relieve the overcrowding at Leavenworth and Atlanta. The facility, however, was far from ready. Locks were missing on some of the security doors. The 30-foot wall was not complete. The telephone system did not work. Nevertheless, on November 10, 1932, a gala banquet for 1,000 people was held in the Gothic dining hall to celebrate the opening of the new penitentiary. 5 days later, the first inmates arrived. With construction still underway,
Is anyone watching me look through the texts?
But would it work? Could it ever change the grim reality of convict life in prison?
Hi, I'm Lee Greenwood. Many of our country's veterans return home only to face a new struggle with devastating
said he probably wasn't going to make it through the night.
I got gangrene on my extremities.
Dave was in a very dark place.
I just didn't want to be here.
Just like Dave, many of our country's veterans come home ill or injured. But DAV, Disabled American Veterans, is here to help.
The DAV came in when I was still flat on my back and got me through that rough state that I was in.
For almost 100 years, DAV has been fighting to keep our promises to all veterans each and every day, ensuring that our sons and daughters get the care and assistance they deserve.
Everything that I get involved with the DAV is something new, something different.
Dave came back from his first DAV experience with a huge smile on his face, and he was in a great mood.
Hey, can I have some hot dogs, please?
When you visit helpdav.org today,
With some chips and dip.
we'll send you this symbolic blanket as a thank you and a reminder of all
But not, like, not with the dip in just the same bowl. Well, if you don't, can you just put the chips in another bowl?
We needed to hire someone, but it was finding people that had the right experience.
I'm spending half my day just reading resumes. To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then easily select the best candidates from one list. I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 1 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/explore.
My name is Carrie Wallace Jennings. I'm with your 10th Brothers. Your dear mommy. I need honest for whatever life serves up. Safety. Effective. Convenient. Performance and peace of mind. None and none. Honest delivers. Start great childhood.
SEAL Team 6. That's who I am. You never dishonor the country. You never dishonor the squadron. This is your family.
Billions of dollars in narcotics come through one city. Welcome to Laredo, Texas. Ground zero for the war on drugs.
This is our community, our town. They're tearing you apart. These cartels will either kidnap you or kill you.
The new federal prison in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania had opened in 1932 amid fanfare and high expectations. The prison's first warden, Henry Hill, was known to stroll majestically through the compound in the company of his pet Great Danes. Under Hill's watch, Lewisburg became the first site chosen by the government for its new federal officer training program. Before this time, prison guards received no formal training or instruction before they reported.
Your phone's about to die.
But at Lewisburg, they would be drilled in a variety of important procedures that include
I'm trying to stop streaming.